of the underground! Make madness your ritual!
Oh, good God. It's Friday. Welcome. Do me a favor, check out Lowbrow Saints Tattoo Collective, 3500 Minnehaha Avenue, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55406, 612-353-4755, lowbrowsaints@gmail.com. Hours, Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 7 p.m. Sunday and Monday, days closed. But go check those guys out because they're cool as fuck. Go get some tattoos done. Go get pointy guitars at the Shred Den. Hours are Monday through Friday, 5 to 8, Saturday 11 to 5. 9100 85th Avenue North, Suite 100, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, 763-350-2191, www.shredden.net. Check those fools out. Get some pointy shit. How you guys doing?
Out, kid.
I got a whole room full of crazy cats here. What's going on, fellas?
Hello.
Some
Good evening.
Caustic Abyss?
Acoustic Abyss?
Yeah.
I thought it said Autistic Abyss the other day when I read it.
That's the unofficial.
How you fellas doing? It's like all you guys have been on the podcast in one band or another, and this one is no exception.
Incest is best.
Yep.
Dude, this is a great album. This is a really, really fucking good album.
Thank you.
That first tune was what? Fear All Evil?
Yep.
Good stuff. I like it. How did this all come to be, boys?
Well, like all bands, the other one broke up. So he basically just said, "Well, what are we gonna do with our life? I guess we'll just start another band."
Right.
And so that's what we did. And I asked a bunch of people who are buddies of mine, and they all said yes. So it's very, very easy. So thanks for saying yes, everybody. Made my job easy.
You're welcome.
So it was your idea from the beginning, or I mean, what kind of concepts did you have? Will, what were you thinking about?
I just went, I want to play metal, I'd love to say that there was some like giant thought, put into this and go, man, here's my ethereal way of how I want to say my, piece about what's going on in the world. But no, I just want to play fast guitars and with friends and make music. And that's what happened. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you told me in the last band that you're looking for like your forever band, right? Like the band that you're going to be in until either we die or whatever. But
yep. That's always been the goal.
Unfortunately, that didn't work out with the last one. So once that one broke up, I remember I texted you right away. I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm in.
Yeah.
What are you doing first, right?
Yeah. So Casey was the first person to be too stupid not to quit.
I was the first one inflicted with Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
I can't leave you, Will.
Yeah. I can't quit you.
So you guys were pushing towards something from the beginning, the breakup of the other one.
Yeah, I don't even think that the paint was dry on the words that the band was dead, and we just were already going like new band, cool.
Yeah, we hadn't even played the last show yet.
Yeah.
I was just like, whatever's happening, I'm sticking with you. And you're like, cool. I was about to ask you the same thing.
Well, I actually remember saying to you when we were playing the last Coffin Rite show was with we were playing with Grand Demise of Civilization, which is Alex, our vocalist's other band, who's awesome, by the way.
Right.
If you haven't heard them, do it. They're
one of
amazing.
the 7 vocalists in that band.
Yeah. Four dudes, 3 vocalists. It's very Nile.
I thought it was 4 dudes, fucking 6 vocalists. Just an extra.
Like
when they do it
back
all
there.
together, it just adds one more to it.
It just sounds so thick.
I know.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's whatever combination just adds another vocalist. It's fine. These 2 is one. These 2 is another. All 3 is another. It checks out.
Pat's hitting a cymbal and it fucking adds another.
Yeah.
That's another vocalist. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It was a
But the whole thing with that was I said to Casey, I'm like, don't ask Alex tonight. Just don't. He's too busy. Let's not get him all scared. And within 30 seconds of us being there, so I talked to Alex already. I'm like, no.
Yeah, we were outside. We were outside, and I was just like, "Hey, Alex. So I know that
Because Alex is the guy I wanted.
You're pretty busy or whatnot." So asked him, and instantly he's like, "No, I'm too busy." But then it was gave it 2 months, and I got a text from him. And he's like, "Hey, you remember I said I was too busy? I think I can make this work."
Yeah.
Well, Grand Demise is. Those cats are phenomenal, but they're studio guys. They don't really want to play out. That's from what I've heard.
They don't play a lot of shows from what I've seen. Yeah.
They're very selective of what they do,
Yep,
and I know that they love to get together to make music, but they don't really care about playing out anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Those cats are old enough to just say fuck it.
Alex is the young guy, and Pat's the young guy in that band, but it's it's Alex is the old guy in our band. So,
but Pat works a ton, doesn't he? So he's a super busy dude
Yeah.
anyway. So that's cool that all worked out, man. I was very curious about that, and Alex wasn't feeling well. I hope he feels better, but I was going to ask that question to, like, I know you were focused on this particular thing, and he's doing bass and vocals in that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the first band that he's ever played bass in, I think, isn't it?
No,
No, he used to play bass. Vulnerata
He was vocalist in Vulnerata.
He was his own
Okay.
vocals and-
He's played bass though, and like when Ghost Oak was still going is when he started like getting into bass and stuff. Like he's like, I'm gonna buy an amp and a few Spectres and just see what happens.
Figure it out.
See what happens.
just do cool shit.
And then
Yeah.
I think it was like within the year he was joining up with those guys because
Worked
they
out.
needed someone. So
Yeah, he's awesome in that band. That whole band is. I tell people all the time that my honest, and it's not just because of Alex. It's literally my favorite band in town is Grand Demise of Civilization. I love
Yeah,
that
they're
band.
really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, the way they put shit together is pretty amazing.
Yep.
Super long songs. If you don't get that song, you should start over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like epic shit.
Yep.
Mhm. Thick.
I had the pleasure to play with a few of those cats. You know what I mean? Juggling them. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
type of
Yeah.
They're good dudes, man.
Yeah.
I know that we were talking about doing some stuff at the first Brian memorial thing, and that didn't end up panning out, which really sucks because, I mean, when I talked to Jay from Grand Demise, he was like, Brian's one of the first guys that we really connected with in the music scene.
Yeah.
When we were real young, you know what I mean? We were all coming up together, and it was like Brian was that guy that was always super cool
Yeah,
with everybody.
sure.
So he's like, we should do it. And I don't know why it didn't happen the second time. I just don't think the dates lined up for him or whatever.
yeah, from what Anthony said that they just one of the guys just has a bunch of shit going on and they just haven't been able to commit to really any shows.
Life events.
Well, I know that Dan's kids got a lot of shit going on, so I think that could be
Yeah,
the thing
that's what I think that was a major part of it is that they weren't sure even like what they're going to be doing for shows like in 2025 and stuff. They're just family obviously comes first for everyone. So
Right.
So now you guys just did a show at the Turf Club, didn't you?
We did.
Yeah.
How did that turn out? Did it go well?
It went really well. Yeah, it was the coldest weekend of the year so far, which it was the coldest weekend of the winter, more accurately.
Yeah, it was brutal.
It was so we were a little bit worried about, and I know a lot of people were sick. Like I know Jordan was sick that weekend, and
I was sick that
I was
weekend.
sick.
Greg was sick,
sitting
and
in urgent care.
yeah, so it's just like a lot of people that we were hoping to see just by virtue of catching up, just with longtime friends and everything, couldn't be there, and I'm like going, oh. As the guy who booked the show, I'm going, oh, is the show going to turn out? It still went really well, and it was a really good turnout, and saw a bunch of people, a bunch of friends. We had a really good time. I thought the lineup was really stellar. Wolf Mask released their CD too. That album's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it just was a really good time all around, and I'm happy it went really well. And
How was the vibe? Now we were supposed to have a podcast with those cats right before that whole deal as well. When I got sick the week before, and I wasn't able to make it, so apologies to the Wolf Mask guys. But how's the vibe with Eric back in the fold with those cats?
Dude.
Oh, it's great.
yeah, it's
It's
awesome.
because I could just imagine those guys just reinvigorated after like the original cats are all together with each other again.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, when watching him perform, it was like he never left.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's got to be awesome. So everything went well. Was a fair turnout even with the cold?
It was a great turnout. Yeah, it was over. I think it was 142 people or something silly like that through the door, and that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
We'll take that any night of the week. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was a great show, and we love that venue. The sound was solid, and just great lineup, fun time.
That's one place I've never played. I think I've seen Head Charge play there in a couple.
How have you never played the Turf Club?
don't
Greg?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a weird
crazy.
thing. I never even cameoed with anybody at the Turf Club. That's weird too.
Okay, we'll change that.
Let's do it, dude.
Yeah, we'll get you on that stage. Get us on the First Avenue main room. Make it happen. Tick for tack.
I wanted to just kind of come to this real quick. This is that heavy metal celebration of life on March 23rd. I just wanted to throw it up there because we were talking about it. If you could make this show, it'd really help out. And at the Caboose, let me see here. What is
We are honored to be on that show. Absolutely honored.
it's gonna be a banger, dude. That's a hell of a lineup, man. So many people so many friends that knew Brian and all of that. So that's really cool. Make sure you can show up for that one. You guys have a few shows coming up, correct? You have
We have a lot.
I've got February 8th is the first one that I've seen.
Yeah, next weekend we're playing at the Cato Ballroom with Witch Syndicate.
It's Enigmatus, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and Witch Syndicate. Yeah.
And somebody told me, I don't remember who knows, that Witch Syndicate's like member or ex-members of like all the Pretty Horses. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Oh, that's interesting. Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if I knew that.
And
Cool.
then I saw you guys are opening up for what is it, Septic Flesh?
Yeah, we got
Oh, yeah.
Septic Flesh
Ex
and
Mortis.
Storm Ruler is on that now. Ex Deo had to drop off that tour.
Oh, I got
okay.
a different flyer.
Well,
Yeah.
I just found that out today, so that's news to me
the
actually.
21st of February
Yep.
at the Amsterdam on that one.
Yep.
What I did not see anything after that, but
We do have other shows. I'm trying to remember which ones. I think the other shows are not announced yet.
Yeah, we have the one out in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Menominee.
Yeah, we're gonna open
you
up
said
for
that
some-
wrong.
Wisconsin, sorry.
No, you said the other
I'm
thing.
even married a
Phenomenon.
Wisconsinite. I should know
Do,
better.
do, do, do,
Yeah,
Phenomena.
Will got it.
Do,
Will
do,
got
do,
it.
do.
You can't. It's like just anytime I hear the fucking word Bert anywhere in it,
Bert.
Robert or Bert, anything in there, I fucking think of Jordan doing that. Hey Bert, hey Bert, hey Bert. It's fucking hilarious,
Yeah.
man. He
Yeah.
did that shit one day at work, and I swear to God, I was gonna fucking
Yeah.
die.
We'll have a after the Brian show, we'll have a national show in town here that we can't talk about yet. That's in May,
Yeah, I believe May.
and then
Nice.
we'll
Big
have
one, big one.
We're hoping.
Yeah.
We're hoping.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then we'll have a national show down in Menominee.
Right
Phenomena.
on, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what other bands are you guys involved in right now? Because I know that
Oh, Jesus.
like we were just talking about
Yeah.
this, the incest of,
yeah.
of all these fucking bands.
All
here.
the band cest.
Incest is best.
Keep it in the family. Well, I'm still in Echoes of the Fallen. I don't know. So Promedal is kind of on hiatus, I guess.
How many guys at this table have been in Echoes of the Fallen?
Jesus.
Everybody,
one
I
of us.
filled
You're the
in
only
for a
one.
show.
Yeah, he's
so,
filled in, so you're the only
so
one
you're
that
the
hasn't.
only one. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. I know you guys were talking about that after,
Oh, yeah.
or before the podcast.
It's a rite of passage to quit Echoes of the Fallen.
You're not a real musician in town if you haven't been or filled in for Echoes of the Fallen at any
Right.
point.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, we're writing right now, trying to get some stuff online. A couple singles coming up.
I'm sorry I cut you off with the Promedal thing too. So what,
Yeah, that's kind of like in a bit of a hiatus. Tracy's focusing on his artwork. He's living up in Cambridge, so we haven't been able to really get together and do anything. But I just had a kid too, so
congratulations too, by the
yeah,
way.
thank you. So with Promedal, I guess my participation in it's like maybe a show a year or something if we even get that
Right.
up and running. So
I know there's vocals tracked for an album because I did them.
well, I thought he was gonna get it mixed and mastered this month. So or is it maybe next month? I
But
don't
he has a show, right? He's got a big show coming up, like a big horror.
Yeah.
coming up.
Trans World, I believe it's what is called. It's down south. I can't remember what state. But yeah, he does the costuming, artwork, and
Right.
some really sick
good
shit.
at it.
Dude,
Yeah, it
he's
looks
so
amazing. So good.
It seems like every year he just jumps.
Yeah.
Jumps to the next
See
level.
his progress.
Dude, there's going to be, I guarantee you this, man. He's going to keep doing this, right? And there's going to be a fucking a director or somebody's going to see that shit and use his shit in a movie. I swear.
Yeah.
to God.
Oh, yeah.
He's got so many cool, different designs.
Oh, he's so
and shit,
talented.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he's making some inroads on that. I won't speak for him, but
Sure.
yeah, you might very well see him doing some
I hope so.
shit for some big projects. I hope so too. He works his ass off for that.
Yeah. He looks happy these days.
To Cronenberg.
Yeah.
What other bands we got?
Casey's the only person in one band right now.
Oh, holy crap! Yeah.
I'm, officially only in Caustic Abyss, but I mean,
Are you looking for more?
not actively.
Right.
But like,
If the right thing popped up,
Yeah.
Alter Bridge cover band.
Yeah.
My,
I know you
my
would do
buddy
that one.
Dave
You would.
Pickering, who was the lead singer in Icor Venus, we've talked about resurrecting Icor Venus, or we've talked about maybe resurrecting the last band we did where he came out with an album for Hard Luck Overdrive. But either way, I was like, whenever we do, it's like I'm going to come back. You're not going to see me on bass for that one. You're
Yeah.
going to see me lead guitar for once.
Ooh yeah.
Woo! Fancy pants over there.
Finally, like feed that ego of mine.
He's sick of all the mini fridge jokes.
Oh, I gotta put some of that money I've given you over the years. Will text me like he gives me like he's got the. Speaking of Alter Bridge, he had like a Tremonti SE PRS. He's like, "Hey, I got this $400." I'm like, "You son of a bitch! Shut up and take my money." And then last month he's like, "Hey, got a 7-string Petrucci.
Yeah, music band.
Here's $1,300. Shut up."
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's a nice guitar, though.
Yeah. Casey is a very capable guitar player, too.
100%.
You wouldn't know it by looking at me or
No.
hearing.
Well,
what I
how
play.
have you done many projects as a guitar player? I only know you as a bass player.
So I went to McNally Smith for guitar.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Bluegrass,
done like
right?
what's that?
Bluegrass, right?
Start on banjo.
Bing, 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 bing.
But yeah, I mean, I've done like EPs and like jamming with people, but I've never done anything like official like in a band or anything.
Any reasons why?
They've already had those the guitarists picked out.
There's too many goddamn guitarists out there.
Right. And
But I mean,
not enough to like what is that how guitar players really look at bass? Is that it's a step down from what they're doing?
I wouldn't say
Only
so.
the dumb
It
ones.
depends on the individual.
Yeah, because the stuff that Casey does on bass is insane. Like, I do not have the finger strength to approach any of that.
Right.
You know, all your tapping shit. Like, yeah.
I've never been in a band with a bad bass player because I keep actually asking bass players to be in a band versus failed guitar players.
Right.
So
That seems to be the
Yep, been there.
the deal there too, right? Like you jam with a guitar player for a little while and egos or something doesn't jive and it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, he sucked anyway. Really wasn't, our cup of tea or whatever. I mean, not to shit on anybody, but that does happen quite a bit. As opposed to like once a guitar player locks with a bass player or a bass player and a drummer lock together, it's hard to break them apart. You know what I mean? Like, dude, we'll just stay together. They'll come to us. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense to me.
Rhythm section unites.
Yeah. How about you, Jordan? How many bands are you in right now?
1.5.
That's awesome. Doing drum in the half a band and then bass in the full-time band?
Yep.
Jesus. Will, how about you? What's going on there?
I'm a slut.
Yeah.
So I'm in Plague of Stars too. As we're talking about lifetime bands, it's like that band just turned 12 this year.
Nice.
Which
Congratulations.
hurt my brain. But we're putting out a new album today. Actually, it officially came out. But
nice. On all the streaming platforms?
Yep, it's out on all streaming today.
What's the name of it?
Extinction is the name of the album.
Woo!
Yeah, very fitting.
Yeah.
But we're not doing politics. We've already had that discussion. But yeah, that new album just came out today on Wormhole Death out of Italy. So that's been
Congratulations on
pretty
that, too.
cool.
That's awesome.
So
Forget about it.
yeah, it's just like hey, yo, hey. Yeah, so
Plague it over here.
I gotta get me some canola, Or anyway,
We're the Babagool.
is it okay if I sit down, Tony? Is it okay? All right. Anyway, so yeah, we got that, and then I've got all my little stupid solo projects, Wolf Harvester and Insect Death and whatever else I'm playing on that week in the studio. So it's stupid.
So are you constantly writing with all of that stuff too?
Yeah. I never stop writing music. It's a disease.
You never sleep. I'm pretty convinced of that by now.
I actually did a sleep study a couple of weeks ago because I have trouble sleeping, which should shock no one who knows me.
What did they say?
I don't have results back yet, but it's been like 10 years of
figure it
not
out.
sleeping well. So yeah,
Just
my
gonna
brain
be a
just doesn't
form
shut up.
that says put the guitar down.
Yeah. It's like, hey, your brain, shut up.
Just all of your instruments, put it in the corner.
Yeah,
Fucking-
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, Insect Death will have a new album out before the end of the year.
Nice.
And
That'll be 2 this year or 3 this year? That's
3
this
albums.
one?
it'll be
3?
4 actually with Chalice of Suffering, my doom metal band. Our album is coming out this year too. So yeah,
Jesus.
it's stupid.
I'm not gonna lie, I keep forgetting you're in that.
Yeah, I forget that I'm in that. I finished that album 2 years ago, so I'm like,
that sounds about
here
right.
you go.
Wow, dude.
Yeah,
How's the 1459 doing?
it's busy. Shocking to the shock of no one because I never sleep. But no, it's doing quite well. But if your band doesn't suck, I'm always always happy to hear from people who want to record, of course. But yeah, metal, punk, alternative, bluegrass. I don't give a shit. Call me. Let's do this.
Now, you guys were doing some video stuff for quite a while, like right in the middle of COVID and like till the end of the COVID stuff.
We still do those if people want to do. We were doing that kind of as a
package deal.
Yeah, just to do like a 4K video and like 3 songs just to give people like website content, just to kind of keep bands alive during COVID. It was Dave Rubin from Ruby Glass Media. It was his idea, actually. He's the one who approached me with it.
Right.
And he just goes, how would you feel about this? I'm like, sure, let's do it. And we were doing a ton of them for a while COVID was going on. We still do them, and it's just not where bands are out actually playing actual shows instead of shows in a studio.
Yeah, but there's no reason why you shouldn't have that content anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just, it doesn't. And you guys were doing it for a great price too. I remember you throwing out a
$250 for 3 songs.
Yeah.
3 music videos for $250.
Yeah.
Done well, sounds great, looks great.
Yep.
That made no sense to me. Why people? It was like you were doing a bunch. And it was like I was sharing a ton of them, and it was like, this is fucking great. I can't wait. Always waiting for the next one.
Yeah, I think that speaking of Brian too, it's like I think I've rewatched that. I was really happy to have that with the Krog videos.
Yeah,
just to be able to like go back and go like, yeah, it's just kind of nice memories, you know. So,
dude, the whole looking at the records on the wall and talking about moving the records around and shit.
Yeah,
that shit had me dying. Didn't he pull one off the wall and was like
yeah.
It was
to put, was it Krogs above Gluttons or something?
So the funny thing about that is at the old studio he did that, and he like and he did that, and he knew that I had like little just 3M strips is how they're all hold on, so it's really not that big of a deal to replace them. But like he was trying to be all coy about it and shit, and then like we're about halfway through recording, he just comes in and he just looks at me and he goes like, Will, I pulled some paint off your wall. I feel really bad, but and I'm just like sitting there going, dude, I don't give a shit. Gave him another 3M strip and said, go hang it up.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, staying busy with music.
That cat's definitely going to be a guy missed around here, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Good shit. Lots of busy cats in this room right now with all the music stuff, huh?
Busy.
That's the way to be.
Got to keep it going, man. Got to keep it going.
I go a little nutty if I don't have that in my life.
So when you got this put together, you two were already in the works of it, and then you talked to Alex. How did everybody else come together?
So Brett was, I've known Brett for a long time, and Brett was one of those guys, great drummer. He was in Portraits of War. He tried out and did some other bands, but nothing really ever kind of came to fruition. Besides his, which shares a member with Plague of Stars, Imaginarium, his Nightwish tribute band. So again, incest is best. He was really only doing that band, and he was like that unicorn, right? You know, where it's like, hey, if you know that term, right? Total unicorn. It's just like drummers are like that in music. So you just sit there and you go like, yeah, I want to be in one band, and I'm just like going like, oh my god, I hit the jackpot. I'm just like, here we go. And he liked the songs, and he thought Casey and I were all right, so he decided to stick around. So it worked out.
So did you have a lot of the stuff written previous to it to getting everybody together? Or?
We had 2 songs.
2 songs.
We had, like the Necropocalypse and Divine Power pretty much done. Those are the first 2. I think we had those done, but it was just you and me still.
Right. Yep. Just those 2.
And then we had Fear All Evil, which we opened with. That one was in the works, I would say.
Yep.
When
those were the first 3, and then after that, I don't remember what order the songs fell in, but they just started going real fast at that point.
Eternal Winter Crypt would have been next,
that was like a barrage after that.
Yeah, Pain, Grief, Despair was somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So was the drummer that you picked up next, and then Nathaniel got involved, or was Nathaniel?
Nathaniel was the last guy to officially join. I asked him pretty early.
Yeah, I had to make sure I had the time for it because last year, obviously, we had the kid, and we had I was moving too, so I had to get through all that and make sure that I had the time. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I don't want to say strung you guys along, but
you did.
It's funny. What I was gonna say is like Will and I were having a lot of one-on-one conversations of like
who's next?
overthinking this because we were. It was like we want to gauge you, but we don't want to like overextend it and be like pushing away. So it was like this kind of like quote unquote cat and mouse game, and it'd be like, who would be better to reach out this week?
I think I took you out for Mexican dinner, and I basically just said, don't show up unless you actually want to show up. And then you showed up, and I'm like, good sign. All right, cool.
Yeah, we met at La Casitas, and I had a ton of questions about, what the schedules will end up looking like and all that, because life was about to change for me in a major way. Right. And, I absolutely loved what I was hearing. So, and these guys are an absolute joy to work with.
Right.
So, and Brett, that was the first time I met him. And he was... him and I
found out you were neighbors in your other band.
Yeah. I found out he's like right down the hall from us, and
that's hilarious.
At Cooler Sound. So
I hear you guys playing all the time. Dude. That's you. Oh, sweet. Oh my God, dude, that one song. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's one's called. Yeah. I know, that's a great one, right there.
Yeah. So we clicked, and it's like, I'm in.
So riffs were flying already between you two right away.
Yeah. And
then the drummer came in and kind of solidified. Now, were you? Being that you have a fucking studio, we were just like, hey, I got this. Here's a track for you. Here.
Yes.
So did it go back and forth? Now, let me ask you this. From him having a lot of the ideas and you being a guitar player from the get, do you have guitar ideas? Do you guys throw those back and forth with each other?
Yeah, he's definitely given some input on it.
We need to just, admittedly, we need to prioritize some of his material because I'm an asshole and write too much. Yeah.
But
got mine in.
There's quite a few times where he'll come up with a riff or even come up with like a skeleton of a song, and then
he's integral to the arrangement, no question.
Yeah, I'll be like, like I could even I remember like Necropocalypse. There's like a turnaround in there. And I'm like, just change these two notes to right here, and then all of a sudden it was like turned into a. Once he heard it, he's like, oh yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of that before.
Yep.
Because you work too much, and because you have so many notes going through your head. You probably have music in your head right now. You probably already wrote 4 songs just sitting there. That's what I'm saying.
Well, grindcore albums are pretty easy to write. So.
Shut up, dude. That's it.
I have there has been many, many nights and things like that where I've just been sat there and I literally have to tell my brain to shut up at night. It's hey, weed's a wonderful thing. It's a good thing. Just shut your brain.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yep. You make mistakes because you smoke weed.
Yeah.
I follow your mistakes because I have diabetes.
Yep.
What a connection there. Holy shit. So the riffs start flying around. You're helping with the arrangement, which is that's amazing to have that input. And again, you guys are veterans, so it's not a surprise to me. Listening to the album, I'm like, it really sounds like you guys have all done this before.
A couple times.
Yeah, a handful of years,
But as you know what I mean, through each one of your bands, I hear that the influences. That's why I was like,
cool.
I was being tickled by all kinds of different things because I asked Will a couple times. I'm like, hey, so what songs are we? He didn't even respond. I think he sent one first, and then it was like, I go, shit, I need two more.
Forgot to respond.
And then I'm like, okay, what are we playing? And then like right before, and then he put it in my court like. I really appreciate it actually because he forced me to listen to it. I like hearing it and getting that natural response right, as I'm listening to it. I'll always tell you it's good, right? But when he's like, pick your favorite ones, and I'm like, okay, now he's challenging me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now you got to pay attention.
That was honestly it had nothing to do with challenging you. I'm glad you took it that way because it was just literally going like, I have 8,000 things going on. So yeah,
dude, I wrote 4 songs before I even text this message to you.
I actually wrote 2 songs today, so that's actually true.
Of course he did.
So I love it. I love it. That's
when we were exchanging, I was writing a song for a different project that I'm writing for another artist. So it's just literally like I'm in the middle of a song, man. Just pick your favorites, go. Right. And that's literally what it was in my brain.
I'm busy.
So.
But it actually, I like to have that natural response when I hear it for the first time here, you know what I mean? But when I'm putting it together, I'll take a listen to some stuff, but I won't put it all together. Like I said, I was gaming and I was listening to the whole album. I forced myself, because that's when I listen the best is when I'm doing something else, but it's just sinking in, especially after a couple pulls off the pen and all of a sudden you're going, I'm killing everybody in this game. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what happened. I didn't realize it was over. Like it was over and I'm waiting for the next one. I'm going, I listened to that whole album already? Holy shit, And then listening to it today at work, I was like, I'm going to take these ones. So
37 minutes. The perfect death metal album length.
Right.
Tight 37.
Suffocation rules. 40 minutes done.
Get in and get out. Man.
Yep.
That's awesome. Speaking of which, we should probably listen to another one. How about that? What do we got here for the second one? Let me look here.
The heavy one.
Yeah, there is a couple of those, aren't there?
Is it the fast one or the faster one?
Yeah.
That's the
Or the mid-tempo
the
maybe for a
mid-tempo
bit one.
banger.
Yeah.
The mid-tempo one, as I said.
Yeah. Hey, a couple on there, relatively speaking. I
All right,
suppose.
we're gonna check out Pain, Grief, and Despair. You guys want to say anything about this particular one before we bludgeon people with it?
Casey's favorite song.
Is it?
Yeah, there's so this part you probably hear with I remember when we first heard like the second riff, like after the first riff after the opening riff. I remember like just instantly hearing this thing in my head, and I was like, I'm glad that I already have a Pog pedal because I want to use it. I need to drop the bass.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Well, let's smash people's ears with this one. Check out Pain, Grief, and Despair. Holy smokes, man! I like that shit.
Hey, Bert.
Did you say? Did you say you were listening to a lot of Gojira?
Yeah, yeah.
I love it, dude.
Very
I love
obvious.
It. I love it. It's absolutely amazing. Good mix there, fellas. Good mix.
He said that the first goal that he wanted when he started this band was to play at the Olympics.
Yeah.
We're on our way, guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Wasn't the when the Olympics were in the States last time or whatever, and they had when they had first of all a band, not Beyonce, a band.
Right.
They had Nickelback, who's Canadian. just saying, I'm just going like, okay, you had a band and you can't even have an American band, Yeah. Anyway, could have had like Metallica, the biggest band in the fucking world, or something,
Right?
Fucking Nickelback.
Ugh.
Come on, Casey, you got to say something about Nickelback. Dude.
Yeah, come on.
What were we talking about? I remember the Alter Bridge thing came up like way back, and I was just like, wait a second, what? You're like, I fucking love them, dude. Didn't I acquire like some kind of signed thing and I gave it to you or something? Wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was some sort of Alter Bridge like cover or poster or some shit.
Yeah, it was some sort of it was like I think it was like a signed poster, like fold out from one of their CDs or something. Yeah,
I remember talking shit about something, and you were like, "Oh, I actually like that band." And I was like,
Alter Bridge rules. I don't care if I lose metal credit. Don't care. That
I actually like them too.
What is the thing with people wanting to take away your metal card for listening to something that you
Gatekeepers.
enjoy? Yeah, right.
There's it's like in a lot of world I just go like, remember Chevy, like that Chevy dude who would always like message bands and go, are you using real
yeah,
100%.
I'm just going like that guy. That guy is like, it's like when people go, oh, that's just a character. It's like, no, that's a lot of actual metal people. Is that guy?
Yeah,
there's a lot of people who are just like
super particular about what
insecurities.
It's like
somewhere on the spectrum.
It's like you either love Chris Barnes or you hate Chris Barnes, depending on what category you're in. So.
Yeah, but you used to say like,
come get your car.
Like the gatekeeper, like, say like, oh yeah, Dimmu Borgir is one of my favorite bands. Oh yeah, name 5 albums, and then they name 5 albums. Oh yeah, name 3 songs off of each one. Yeah. All right, now give me the chorus of each one of them.
Yeah, just keep moving that goalpost.
Yeah.
I love to see the posts of people getting shit ripped off their battle vests because people come up and fight. Have you seen any of that?
No.
Dude, I seen some
I don't
punk
doubt
rock,
it happens.
Some punk rock dude got a back patch ripped off of it. You could see like the spikes that they put around it were like strips of them were hanging off, and the one dude's holding his fucking patch. Yeah, he couldn't name 2 songs out. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
That's childish shit.
Yeah.
So there's a game that I play in my studio, and I recommend everybody play it with their band members. I don't think we've actually played this game. Like you have to. So I basically go whenever it's like a first time client comes in the studio. I'm like, all right, cool. Tell me about a band that you're embarrassed to admit that you like in front of your other band members.
Love that.
You used to do that for ZBR meetings.
Yeah.
Your guilty pleasure.
Yeah. It's just like it's like it doesn't have to be like you think people will think you're lame or whatever. It's just literally going, you're embarrassed to admit that you like it, and it's a really fun game. So you just go like, okay, cool. And somebody said Prince, and I'm like, that's not even fucking fair.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Who the hell is embarrassed to admit that they like Prince? Come on. Try a little harder.
Especially if you're from around here. I mean, that's a given. Come on.
Right.
Yeah. It's just like, well, none of the other guys in my band like Prince, so that's my reason. I'm like, oh, dude, come back in 10 minutes. We're going to your other band member. I'm just like, no, we're not.
What about you guys? Are there any things that you would be ashamed of? I mean, you guys are all solid musicians.
Oh man.
I absolutely love Paramore. Absolutely love it and don't care. I'm embarrassed to admit that in front of so many people, but I don't care.
They ain't that bad.
Dude, I just listened to a song, the fucking That's What You Get When You're Falling.
Oh yeah.
That's what you get.
Yeah,
dude. So my daughter
I love that record.
Yeah.
plays what's the happy song that they made a ton of money off of. It's off of that same album.
Misery Business?
It's like it's like 2 songs after that. She was playing that, and I go, there's got to be other tunes on here than this particular one. And that song came on, and I'm like, okay, dun dun dun, dun 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 dun. It just does this weird shit, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. So I'm driving with my daughter, and I go, honey, did you listen to this song? And I put it on. She goes, oh, that song rips. And I'm like, yeah, I love it.
That's been on my drum warm-up. That song has been on my drum warm-up playlist for years, so it's just like, yeah, that's... but I'm not a drummer. Nobody heard that, by the way. But it's...
You're going to get Proposition 5.
R.I.P. your inbox.
Yeah, I'm not a drummer. That's a lie. But when I'm playing drums, that's one of the songs.
Nathaniel, how about you?
Oh, God, that's tough. I don't know if I'm too embarrassed about anything these days.
I'm really not either, but it's a
Right.
fun game to play with.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the most. I mean, My Chemical Romance. I do like them. I'm trying to think of like the most non-metal shit.
Remember
I don't
back
know.
when we were
Across
like
the street,
in our
down the hall.
Yeah, right.
I remember back when we were in our early 20s, we used to
Hospital
say make the joke of there's only two types of people who love Rob Zombie and people who secretly love Rob Zombie.
Liar. Shit. I don't know. Kansas? I don't know. I don't know if that's embarrassing. It's
Molly
not
fucking
embarrassing
Hatchet.
to me. Yeah, Molly Hatchet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta think harder on that. I'm sure I can come up with something
you say
deeply
Prince,
embarrassing.
Prince. That's it.
Yeah, sorry, Will, it's Prince. I'm out.
Go purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Right. We're going to come back to you on that. You got
Yeah, I gotta think.
a little bit. How about you, Casey? Is there...
The two that I probably get the most grief. Well, so like I don't care about like the Alter Bridge one. I love Alter Bridge, but
Right.
the two that I get the most grief about was like what got me to Alter Bridge was Creed. I love Creed, and now apparently after 20 years of ridicule,
Everybody else does too?
yeah, everybody's finally
They all
admitting
just
that they
admit
love
it now.
Creed.
They just admit it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
Nostalgia
with Limp
wave.
Bizkit.
yeah.
Dude, they came back.
But,
so
hate
way.
Limp
Then,
Bizkit.
the other one is actually the
I never
band that
started
actually
on
made me
Limp Bizkit.
decide that I wanted to be a musician,
Yeah.
and that's the
Okay.
Goo Goo Dolls.
The Goo
Yeah.
Goo Dolls?
Yeah.
What about the Goo Goo Dolls did you like when it kind of clicked with you?
So I could. The funny thing was, like, I remember it was like a Saturday. So okay, the album I'm thinking of came out in '98. So I would have been 11. So I would have been in middle school. And I remember it was like a Saturday morning. I woke up and Iris, the one that was off of the City of Angels soundtrack, was playing on like a, probably the Casey Kasem Top 40 Sunday morning thing. And for some reason, like, I woke up to that song, and I just remember like hearing the lyrics, and just like that was like the first time I really paid attention to like what was on the radio, and like kind of took it in, and I was like, I want to do that. Like, I want to give somebody else the experience that I just had waking up to that.
Right.
Remember when soundtracks used to be like really cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something
the
that I
fuck
really,
happened to
really
that?
miss about
I mean,
that. Yeah.
I was just thinking about that.
Crow soundtrack, I think.
Oh, yeah.
God,
yeah.
it's so
like any of the
good.
Crows soundtracks.
Judgment Night? That was a good one.
Yep.
Queen of the Damned.
Yep, that
Yep.
one was awesome. The Freddy versus Jason.
The
soundtrack
Lost
was really
Highway
good.
soundtrack.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
was a good one,
amazing.
too.
Dude.
So
That
good.
was a really good one.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like really kind of melancholy and like
Yeah.
it was really
It was a
long,
David Lynch
too.
movie,
Was
so
it
it was
really
super
long
bizarre.
too?
Yeah.
Was it really long?
Yeah, it was like it like hit the full like 80 minutes, and
Right.
Yeah. Rammstein had a tune on there. Manson was on there.
that's right.
Nine
I
Inch
first
Nails.
heard Rammstein was on that.
Oh,
soundtrack.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually heard them on the radio first. Never again for like years.
I think I heard about them being banned after like the Family Values tour before I actually heard a song of theirs.
Was it okay? I know there was some heat around like Columbine and shit.
Yeah.
And I think they stopped getting radio play over here because of that. But yeah, then the Family Values thing in the Brook Ditch performance where he sodomizes the keyboardist on stage, so.
And shot a frothy load all over
Oh, yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's funny. My first.
Still the greatest concert I've ever seen.
Oh, so good.
They're so good.
My first date with my wife Elizabeth was Rammstein in 2012, and she keeps saying that we fell in love when the giant penis was shooting bubbles into the audience.
That's awesome. Don't ever tell your kid that story.
Oh, I like to.
That kid is
Crazy,
she's gonna be a weird one.
crazy Uncle Will over here. I'm telling you.
Shut up, Will.
I'm
Try to
not-
set an example.
There's going to be a lot of this happening when I'm over at your house. Stop it!
Ah, dude.
I didn't make children, so I'm going to torment yours.
I keep sending him videos like every day about I'm going to teach your kid this.
Yeah,
So many people say that, but they never do.
right.
You know what I
Because
mean?
we're not invited.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. Now you're not, motherfucker.
Yeah. Should we invite him to the picnic?
Not no.
Why not? They're your band members.
She can understand words right now.
Here, just
gonna
watch
teach you
this
that one
podcast because they're threatening to do things that we probably shouldn't. Yep, invite them.
Yeah.
Let's make it weird.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna teach you that magic trick about like, go to sleep, Daddy, and then hit you in the back of the head with the baseball bat.
Oh, you're awesome. I love you for that.
Jordan, how about you? Is there anything that you would be ashamed to tell the guys in your band that you?
I'd be ashamed to admit that I liked Megadeth if I liked Megadeth.
You'd be ashamed. You'd be ashamed to admit it, huh?
If you like,
if you like,
come on, man, that's safe.
I fucking hate Dave Mustaine's.
I understand.
Honestly, I'm a big fan of Kelly Clarkson.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
that is
a
a
fucking solid voice, man.
She's a great singer.
Solid singer and just fucking hooky songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't help but just like, yeah, fuck yeah.
I want to know how she's like a stick all of a sudden. You know, what type of Hollywood voodoo is that
Fucking
bullshit?
Ozempic, probably.
Dude, she goes up and down. Which I mean, she's
Oprah.
she's still gorgeous. Either
She looks great no matter
seen her
what. You know, I don't
recently,
care how. You know, she looks fantastic either
Right.
way. But I'm just like going. I saw her like a week ago on some ad, and I'm like, wasn't she like way bigger like a week ago? You know?
That's how I feel about Oprah. I know somebody said that.
Yeah. She's got the roller coaster
yeah.
waistline.
Yeah. I don't think I can think of anything that I'd be ashamed of admitting. I mean,
Kind of where I'm at. Yeah.
some weird ones maybe, but nothing too kooky.
It's the best game. The best way to play that game was with a bunch of 20-year-olds that like still have like egos and stuff like that. Where they're just like, no, I'm a metal cred, elitist, blah blah blah.
No clean singing
Yeah,
ever.
it's like, do you no clean singing? It's like it's going. Did you use all natural and all acoustic drums type people?
All autistic drum notes.
Greetings. So yeah,
I do. It's not necessarily someone I'm embarrassed about, but it's something that at work I had an embarrassing experience with.
Yeah.
So I had my headphones in, and I was listening to Ben Kaplan. He's kind of like he does this like I guess Eastern European kind of like Jewish folk music, I want to say, and it's really good shit. And so anyway, I was listening to that, and one of my coworkers was trying to get my attention, so I pulled my headphones out of the phone, and they all know I'm a metalhead, right? So they're expecting like fucking death metal or some shit. So they hear this like Eastern European fucking weird ass folk music thing coming out of it, and it's like, what are you listening to? It's like, oh God. I can feel my face getting redder and redder. And one of my coworkers is like, I thought you were listening to Raffi or some shit like that. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to just go die now. But I do like him, for the record. But that was...
I think as much as I've shit on country music, I caught myself listening to William Elliott Whitmore the other day, and
he doesn't count as country. He's way cool.
But
though.
for me to talk mad shit about country, there's only a few country cats that I like: Hank Williams Jr., I like Waylon Jennings, William Elliott Whitmore. I mean, there's like a handful.
Wheeler Walker Jr.
He's not bad either. But it's still kind
Chris
of one
Stapleton's rad.
Yeah,
it's just kind of one of those things that I didn't really
like
get a taste for. I mean, Johnny Cash too. I like Johnny Cash.
Bumping
Cash
Toby
for sure.
Keith on your way to work.
No, you know what I mean. But just listening to it the other day, I was kind of like, if the headphone jack got pulled out, I would be like, oh, I'm not really a country guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of funny, that
maybe Ted Nugent I'd be embarrassed about.
I mean, yeah.
Do you really still listen to that?
No.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, Stranglehold.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Six
Yeah,
songs.
Stranglehold is
that's I'll give you that. I mean,
everybody gets one.
Yeah, he's got some good riffs.
Tell him,
I'll give him that.
that is the one song that I 12 minutes of just fucking, I still love that
Dude's
song.
a piece
You know
of
what I
shit,
like
but like
listening-
Stranglehold comes on, and you just got to be like, fine.
It makes you move, Yeah.
What I like listening to more than Stranglehold is watching my buddy Alex Hansen play Stranglehold.
You know what's kind of crazy is there's so many great old bands that I love, and then you find out years and years later that they chased fucking 16-year-old girls around the fucking globe.
So many,
and all of them wrote
so much
songs
of
about
dude,
it.
Yeah.
ridiculous amounts to where I'm like, wait a second, you know what I mean? Like,
even Kid Rock.
You
I mean,
sick
with that one
fuck.
song that ended up in like Osmosis Jones or whatever the fuck.
okay,
Yeah, he was talking about like some underage chick. That one,
right.
And Yeah,
That one actually doesn't surprise me.
yeah, right.
Like, no. That checks all the boxes.
Anytime I hear
Anthony Kiedis, not
anytime I
shocked.
hear his fucking that's another one. Like, dude, I absolutely love the Chili Peppers, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
I've
Kiedis,
got
yeah.
a 17, 18-year-old daughter. This is
It's just gross.
pretty fucking weird.
Fucking Kip
dude, you know
Winger.
what I mean? Like, right. Just crazy.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. That's not music, but
Yeah.
yeah, everyone in the 70s, like Zeppelin, those guys were notorious for that.
Dude,
shit,
notorious.
Yeah, we're gonna fuck a chick with a shark.
Yeah. Was it a shark? I couldn't remember what kind of
It was
fish.
a mud shark.
It was a mud shark.
Yeah.
I remember reading that book when I was
Just
like
insulting.
fucking 14. just
Oh
like,
God, that must have opened your eyes.
What?
They were just bored. You know,
My
it's like,
dad,
they're like,
my
we're just
dad gave me
bored.
that book.
We've already done all
Really?
this other stuff.
That's hilarious.
What?
I seen some chick who she's a podcaster as well, like has a YouTube channel, and she was interviewing some major sports I don't know if he was basketball or maybe didn't even know who he was, but she was talking about how their women just must throw it at him, you know what I mean? And it does it get tiring? And he's like, yeah, you get sick of it. He's like, you just get tired of having sex, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
It's
I'm
a little boring.
boy, there's so many guys in this world that are like, fuck you, man.
You piece of
this is-
shit.
I can count on this hand how many times.
Right.
And this hand. You know what I mean? But it's so crazy to me that you know, it happens like that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, that's why you get a significant other, because there's that one that'll just knock your socks off, and you know, you got to stick with
the
it
good
or
stuff.
whatever, you know. But I find it so crazy that we start to see all of this shit happen constantly, or you know, stories of it happening back then, and they're like shit that we really, really like, and you just want to go,
Yeah.
I want to delete every one of this. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like,
it's like how
Separate the art from the artist,
exactly,
man.
exactly.
it's
Like
it's
Polanski, you know, like he made some great movies, but holy shit, you know?
Right.
Becoming more difficult to do though with separate.
Yeah, everyone knows this
artists.
shit.
Like, especially in modern day, it's like, oh, everyone's parents were right about Marilyn Manson.
right,
Right.
right.
But was
Son of a
anyone really
bitch.
surprised by that? I mean,
No,
it
probably not.
did kind of seem like he was untouchable for a bit, like, and then
Yeah.
you know that recent stuff came through, and I think he was exonerated of it. Or
I think it was like
There wasn't enough evidence.
yeah,
That's
it,
it.
it got lawyered into oblivion, I'm sure.
Yeah.
statute of
Yeah, statute of limitations expired. That's right.
yeah.
That's insane. It's just so crazy that, you know, the shit is just so out there now.
Right.
And you know, like we just said, did it really surprise you? Like, none of that surprises me at all.
Right.
Especially when you're running in circles and you've got drugs are free. You know, you're an actor, you're a director, you're a producer, you're a fucking
You got power.
You're a major mogul.
Yeah.
And then they go back and they say, well, did you know, like in his college time, he did this, this, and this. And you're like, I never heard any of that shit. You know
Right.
what I mean? And it comes to light and you're like, wow, he really is a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
The
Like,
rumors are true.
it's so crazy to me that it's so prominent now.
Right. Well, I
You know?
wonder if part of it, like, you know, people getting women throwing themselves at them and getting bored with the whole sex thing. You know, you got to up the ante a little bit, so you
Right.
start getting this weird deviant shit
Right.
happening.
Well,
you
then
know?
you know you hear about like Little Richard and
Oh, yeah.
and Marvin Gaye and dudes that like to be voyeuristic about the whole thing, and like
yeah,
they would be titillated by watching other people do it, but wouldn't really do it themselves. But then
P. Diddy.
they do the other side of it, where they they experiment with the same sex, and then
Yeah.
go back and forth. And then, dude, I mean, some of the stories that I heard about that cat, I was just like, holy shit. I ran across one before it all like blew up. Like, he got arrested already, but there was a guy, a lawyer, who brought up a story of a dude who was in Florida in a Miami bank and got into a gunfight with the cops.
Oh,
And this was 2017, 18, right around there.
Okay.
And he was telling stories about him being a sex worker, that he was trafficked from here to there, that he caught diseases from him and his chick.
Whoa.
And then he's like saying all this shit. And then he brought up like pink cocaine, and he brought up all the shit before it was even announced, or saying,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're going, yeah, this Tusi shit and like all of this other. Dude, I followed that shit way too much. I was like, this is so crazy. This is so fucking crazy. And you hear people that were talking about it years before, and nobody listened. Nobody gave a shit. You
well,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
and I mean, with how frequently that stuff happens, I mean, word gets around, and
Yeah.
you know, it becomes like the poorly kept secret in those circles and shit. But they're making money for a lot of people too, in most cases. So it's in a lot of people's interest to keep going along with
people who have the power to shut it down are making a ton of dough. So well, as long as the checks keep coming through, I'm gonna.
I think that's why Diddy was untouchable for a while.
Yeah. Dude, some of the stuff that's coming out about that cat is just absolutely ridiculous.
Bonkers shit.
So crazy,
yeah.
Man. And he was so, like, connected with everyone. Man.
Yeah.
Like, being able to call a radio station and getting somebody who's way up there, too, in that world, shut down and fired. Like,
that's some fucking power,
I'll never bring my shit or any of my artists to your station if you don't get rid of this person. Like, holy shit. That's like the shutdown of shutdowns, man. It's like, if Will said, yeah, I'll never record you ever again. You know what I mean?
Right.
And calls everybody around. I mean, I've seen it happen to people. You know what I mean?
Get blacklisted.
I've seen it happen to people that have done horrible shit to people. I mean, it's happened in the last couple of years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and you think you know these people, and all of a sudden they do some crazy shit, and you're going, oh my God, I can't believe I was actually friends with this dude.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clubs get shut down. Things happen. Yeah. It's bad news. I kind of.
I wonder who you're talking about there.
Well, I mean, I kind of brought it up one of the past podcasts, and I didn't really go deep into it, and I don't really want to do it here either. But it's just a sad situation that something generates so much positive things. I could feel the community pooling itself together to help this thing happen.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it's like. You look at somebody that's virtually your age and you go, how this far late? We talked about that at work. Like, how the fuck so far in the game are you going to let somebody underage? Or, I mean, you would think it would be okay to groom somebody to be underage. How you would think that way?
Right.
No fucking idea.
It's no excuse.
Then, you have all this shit going for you, and people who are supporting you and backing you and
relying on you too,
sending shows your way and doing all of this shit, and people are booking tours and doing all this shit.
That happened to my hometown club. Almost exact same story.
Really?
Like at the same time too.
Really?
Yep. So, and again, we won't mention names.
Sure.
But the place that I literally grew up in.
Yeah.
Hauling gear up those stairs and everything.
Oh my God, yeah.
And just like going like, what the fuck? And when you're like growing up and everything, you go like, wow, his girlfriends are always so young. And like that whole idea of like rock stars, it's like, oh yeah, Jimmy Page, of course his wife is like half his age or whatever. It just was like the norm. And then you then you get older and you go like, oh, that's creepy.
Well, what?
Yeah.
When you actually like think about it, you just kind of ugh.
Like something like when you're that age, like I remember thinking back to high school. I knew ladies that were dating people like in their late 20s, early 30s and shit. And it's like, you're 16. And you don't really realize it when you're that age, because it's a completely different perspective. And now that I'm like damn near 40 now, it's like, fuck, what the hell were these dudes thinking?
Yeah. If one of y'all has an AARP card and the other one doesn't have it and doesn't have the ability to even like rent a car, you're fucked up, Jack. All right.
Right.
I think we talked about that too. Like, what kind of conversation do you have with someone that's that young and you're advanced in your life? Like,
God.
How cool do you think you really are? Like, what the fuck?
The
man,
conversation is, hey, honey, can I go shopping? Here's my credit card.
Right. It has to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the power dynamic is gross.
Yeah.
I just think that
the drama.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Like the immaturity in the drama.
You talk to an 18-year-old, I want to blow my head off.
It's like,
right, dude.
Like,
I live with one. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I've seen TikTok.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, dude.
Fuck that.
Here, hold on. Let me put that.
Like,
dude, my daughter's son dances right in fucking Target. What are you doing? I'm doing a TikTok. Come on and dance with me. And I'm like,
it's for the clout.
There was one chick, she was
for the
like
lol.
16 or 17 or maybe
now we're old.
18 or whatever, but she had a kid. So she's super young, had a kid. The kid's on like ventilator or some shit, and she makes a TikTok posting an update for her newborn. And it's just like text over like, oh, baby so-and-so has to have like a ventilator. And she's just doing this dance in the background of like the hospital room with her kid like in view. Oh. And I'm just like, what the absolute fuck?
Giant meteor, please come.
Yeah. I've heard that. I've heard that fucking like, that thing mentioned a million
meteor.
times, dude.
Yeah.
In the last like month,
Last few elections, I think.
everybody's saying, "Blow this fucking place up. Just
Yep.
let the meteor come, dude."
Well, it started with the election, and then I think it also, like, I saw that ever since last weekend when it became like the Eagles and the Chiefs and the Super Bowl, like,
goodness,
this
man.
meteor.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's like Mother Nature's doing her best, okay? You know, she's like snowstorming in Florida.
Right.
She's trying
She's got a
real
fever
hard.
trying to get rid of this.
She's
disease.
just going like, all right, y'all, I'm fucking sick of your
How
shit.
crazy would it be if the things flipped, where it would be warm as shit up here all
Right.
year round?
I mean,
and
that's like
it's kinda-
how it's been trending. Like,
Yeah, we're in the middle of a historic thought right now.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like last few winters, like Texas has been freezing, and we're up here. You know, we get like our typical January, but the rest of it we're just other than all the snow we got, like, what was it 2-3 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday
Is
was
it-
like
is
50
it-
degrees.
Is it like switching
Insane.
where things are?
Yeah, it changes weather patterns if
But,
you start ticking up
Climate
the
change
global
is
temperature.
a liberal hoax.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or got shut down those Jewish
Not
space
real.
lasers.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys should really look at the almanac, okay? It'll tell you that it's just a trend, okay? This happened like 1842. We've got it marked right here in the
Yeah.
almanac.
The last time this happened was the Ice Age. It's no big deal.
New Orleans getting like record amount of snow, like most snow that
Yeah.
they've ever got at one time.
Right. And it sucks they don't have the infrastructure to deal
like,
with it.
Dude,
That's
these
all.
motherfuckers are driving airboats in the fucking snow, dude. You guys
That
see
sounds
that shit?
fun as shit, man.
that
Oh
sounds
my
awesome.
God, hell yeah.
Thank God for small miracles.
I just saw bushes in a ton of snow, and it just says, "This is what they do in Louisiana now." And the dude just comes into view and they slides in this fucking shit and goes down the road. You know
Hell
what I mean?
yeah.
Snowed up. He's just flying down the road in an airboat.
I
Sick.
love that.
Dude, one of my favorite like touring memories was it was scary at the time because it wasn't because it was snowing, it was scary, but we were driving through Texas. This is my old band years ago. We're driving through Texas, right? And it's snowing in Texas, which 15 years ago was like really abnormal. Now it's like normal.
Right.
And so like we're driving through there. We're the only car on the road. It's a Ford Econoline van. We're having a blast, and I'm like sitting there going, we got to find a gas station. 100 miles later, we got to find a gas station now because we're going to run out of gas. Nothing's open. The world is closed, right?
Yeah.
And we like pull into this place like, 20 minutes from Houston or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like a half inch of snow on the ground, like nothing, right? And we pull in and the thing is, oh, it's just about to close up. I'm glad you guys caught me. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, because we've been looking for a gas station for like 100 miles or something stupid, right? And he goes like, I can't believe you guys are out here driving. And I'm just looking at him. I'm like, there's like half an inch of snow on the ground. You fucking dip.
What are you talking about, you coward?
It's like, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from Wisconsin. And they're just going, oh, that's why. And I'm just going like, God, you guys are wimps.
Yeah.
You
Well, like,
know?
I mean, it's partially because they don't have.
They don't have the infrastructure.
like-
What
Right.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't salt
know.
the roads or anything like
Yeah,
that.
like they don't have plows.
Yeah.
So they're just like, well,
Yeah, Duluth has more plows than the entire rest of like the country. I think. So
Need it with those hills.
they
Jesus.
get, half inch of snow and the state's like shut down for days.
yeah,
Right.
Yep.
yeah.
Dude, I was in Arizona and they had a huge rainstorm, dude, and it was crazy to watch these people because they have no sewer system.
Oh,
to
yeah. A
drain
lot
the
of flooding,
streets.
I'm sure.
So it's flooding
Yeah.
everywhere, and
Yep.
people are fucking, you know what I mean? Just rooster tails everywhere, man. I
That's
couldn't
crazy.
believe it. And we're just tooling along nice and slow, and you hit, hydroplane a little bit,
Yeah,
but
feel it lift
everybody's
up.
like pulled over, and it's one of those situations where you're like, yeah, you don't know weather. You know?
Yeah, we get the
Remember
worst
one
of
of
all
those-
worlds here.
One of those up here, like back in like, I don't know, like 2010, it was like summertime, and it was
Oh.
like, I just remember it was one of those things where it's like torrential downpour out of nowhere. But I
Yeah.
remember like all of a sudden we came to a dead stop on 35W, and it was the scariest thing ever because I had to slam on my brakes, but I stopped in time, and then in my rearview mirror I see the one car slam on the brakes, go to the left, slam on the brakes, go to the right, and then the third one finally stopped behind me. I was like, oh my God, I almost died.
Oh, man, dude.
I seen that firsthand, but I was the guy that hit the two cars in front of me. It was fucking horrible, dude.
Ouch.
With my kid in the car, my wife in the car, it was horrible, dude.
Oh,
Took my
terrifying.
boot off leaving Renaissance Festival, and I had it in my hand, and my wife goes, "What the fuck do you want me to do with that?" I said, "Put it on the floor." You know what I mean? And we were gridlock, stop and go, all the way. All of a sudden, it just broke loose. I hit 60, and I'm just cruising, and I look over, throw it on the floor. And I just looked over, looked back, dude, and everything was stopped.
Done.
Little Kia Soul.
Yep.
Fucking screaming kid, screaming wife. She was going like that, and I was I was all fucked up in a pirate outfit. It's pretty funny, But yeah, it's tough shit, man. That's scary shit.
Oh yeah, especially your whole family in the damn car.
Yeah, breaking your kid's arm. You know what I mean? That was scary. It was crazy because my daughter jumped in my wife's lap while she's trying to breathe. You know what I mean? And she's freaking out. Oh, I can't move my arm. And I'm looking over and my wife's, and I'm trying to just get my bearings because I whacked my head on the windowsill.
Sure, yeah.
And I watched the whole. I thought the motor was going to land in my lap. You know what I mean? Little tiny ass fucking soul. But I'm glad we made it through that one.
Yeah, thank the gods for crumple zones. Holy shit!
Right.
I'm glad y'all are safe from that.
That show.
That was that show, right? Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, Jordan put that shit together. Thanks, Jordan. That was cool, man.
Hey, Bert. Mention it, Bert.
Sure, Bert. Yeah, man, fucking A. So what? So you got a bunch of fucking shows coming up. You've got.
Oh yeah, music. Yeah, I forgot about.
Oh yeah.
We've got.
We do that.
Let me see here. I'll do the first one. First.
Another liberal hoax. Music.
February 8th in Mankato. Where's that play? Where's it at? I can't really see.
Cato Ballroom.
Cato Ballroom. Yeah.
Yep.
Is that a new spot that they're pumping?
Yeah, it's
up?
like a little DIY place they're doing. Yep. So it's Bob Pavlenko down there is doing his filthy cryptid events. He's just since the What's Up Lounge closed, he's just been trying to keep the music scene alive. So we really appreciate.
That's huge. Yeah.
We really appreciate him doing that. It's like hopefully somebody in Mankato pulls their head out of their butt and actually makes a air quotes proper venue. No offense to the Cato Ballroom, but it is a DIY type event.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's which is cool because we can do all ages and play for the kids and all that kind of thing, which is awesome. And Mankato has been one of my favorite towns to play in for years.
For sure,
so
man, for sure.
We're just happy to just go down there and have a good time.
Talk about crazy stairs in another spot.
Oh yeah,
that
good old What's Up Lounge. Yeah.
Now the What's Up, recent years, they had the forklift that would put your shit on there and lift your shit up.
What?
Yeah.
Cool.
You didn't have to do the crazy shit.
But at the end of the night,
Of course.
Yeah.
Drag all your shit up.
Yeah.
Fucking those stairs.
Yeah.
It's winter.
Yeah.
February. That's
Rickety
great.
ass staircase.
I remember the last show that we played there. I pulled up front, and we loaded out the front door, and they're just like, they're going like, "Oh, you can't do that." I'm like, "Well, I'm not carrying my gear down frozen metal stairs out the back, so sorry."
Yeah.
Probably only duct tape to the building or something.
Right.
JB Weld will be good.
Yeah.
Isn't that where we played in Seared when we had to spend the night down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got snowed in basically. So Aaron, our vocalist and lead guitarist at the time, he had a hotel, so we had to shack up with him and his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. I'd like to say we cock-blocked them, but it didn't.
We didn't even face them. They just did their business.
We
right
went out
there.
for smoke and came back. It's like, okay.
They locked the door and said, "Wait outside."
Well, they didn't
I just
even
need
lock the
3
door.
minutes.
Sounds
2 minutes
an
later.
awful lot like a show we did down in Des Moines.
Hey, we won't talk about that.
Oh my God.
I think we made it through a whole box of Franzia that night too.
Almost, yeah. There was still some left over after that.
If anybody wants to DM me about the Paul Esch Duluth story, feel free, but I'm not telling it on air.
What?
But,
how are you going to dangle that one up
right?
out
Gonna-
there,
I'm
man?
pretty
because
sure
I'm not going to
Paul's
embarrass
this.
Paul publicly.
Okay. All right.
But it's a good one.
We should call him just to make him do it.
Yeah, get him on the line.
You know he would do that too.
Yeah.
Because he loves us.
I'll talk about it off air. I'll tell you guys all that story.
February
hear that.
21st at the Amsterdam. You guys are doing that with Skeptic Flesh. You said XDO's not on that one. I've got a different flyer, but
Yeah, they Storm Ruler and who else is on that bill? There's like another national that escapes my brain right now.
Starts with a V, doesn't it?
Vitmus,
Voltimus.
Oh, Vlidimus, yep.
Vlidimus.
Vlidimus, who's David Vincent from Morbid Angel fame, his other band who's really, really different and cool.
It's like Vlitmus.
Yeah, Vlidimus is how you pronounce
Isn't
it.
that
Oh,
like
really?
one of them strips that you check acidity?
Yeah, litmus.
I don't know what it means.
We're
It probably-
litmus, and we'll check your city tonight.
It probably means something terrible, and we're just repeating it. You know?
Oh.
That's probably what it is. It'll come out that
We're
he's
all
been-
about to get canceled.
he's been molesting Billy Goats since Morbid Angel days.
Yeah.
We're gonna get fucking canceled for that. Peter's gonna hit us up.
Speaking of
fuck one
Morbid
goat.
Angel, I was watching this interview with Glenn Benton, and he was apparently like this close to joining Morbid Angel.
Really?
Huh.
Like
That
he
would have
was,
been a
like,
whole
he was
different
gonna-
deal.
Yeah, no shit.
He tried out and he was gonna get the gig doing bass and vocals, and I'm like, that could have been fucking sweet. I mean, he wouldn't have had Deicide.
I don't know if it
You
would
would
have
have taken
been
that
though.
band over.
Like,
yeah.
that
It would have been totally different.
like that. Just the era of death metal that
Right.
this band that could have been.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like, huh.
But guitar wise, though, they're nothing
No, I mean, yeah, they're
like the
nothing
Hoffman
alike,
brothers,
but
right? They're-
Yeah.
That was what Rich Brunell and Trey, right, at that particular
Mhm.
time in the beginning, right?
I just thought I'm like, God, that could have like steered metal in like a whole different direction.
I don't know about all that. You're
Yeah, that
giving
Florida
way
scene though,
too
man.
much.
Just that Florida scene was to death metal what like the Bay Area scene was to thrash metal.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like
Really?
God, what an important music scene that was.
Yeah.
And to have a
Still
different
is.
Mhm.
Morbid Angel and possibly not have Deicide, just that scene would have been a little different.
Would the Hoffman brothers would they have been able to pull that out? You know what I mean? Like you miss out on that drummer too because he was playing with the Hoffmans in Amon too, right?
Yeah, Steve Ashim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And so he would have been.
David Vincent joins Deicide.
Yeah.
Now you're blowing my mind right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the Hoffmans would have still went crazy.
True. They definitely did that. Holy smokes, man! Having them guy I think it was Brian. I had as a friend on Facebook, and I was like, "What is wrong with this dude, man?" Well, it kind of would have the same thing because Trey's kind of lost it for a little bit. Didn't
Yeah, he's kind of he's a little out there.
Yeah. Trey's been struggling too. Yeah.
he? Has he bounced back from? Didn't he have like some kind of weird suicide?
He
video or
had
some
I
shit?
mean he had that health scare on their last tour, and then they were supposed to headline the Decibel tour or whatever,
Yeah.
and so Morbid Angel got replaced with Morbid Angel, which is the I Am Morbid, which is the
Yeah.
David Vincent Morbid Angel.
Ah,
So it's like in the most interesting turn of events, Morbid Angel got replaced by Morbid Angel, and then Pete Sandoval's in I Am Morbid. So there's more original members of Morbid Angel in the not Morbid Angel than there are in Morbid Angel. Yeah,
Sounds like fucking echoes of the phone.
yeah.
like a bizarro. That's
Yeah.
such a bizarre
Bizarro
situation, man.
And I love Steve in Morbid Angel. I think he's awesome in that band, but there's always going to be those people who go, this person's not there. It doesn't count, and that's just kind of the way it is.
Right.
But it's that whole
The Sepultura syndrome.
yeah, exactly. So just like no Cavalera, no Sepultura. I'm like Igor was in Sepultura for 10 years after Max left.
Right.
Shut your mouth.
Right.
Brothers, for
They
God's
still
sake.
put out some some
They-
great albums.
Yep. And Derek did more albums, so we're getting on the Sepultura thing. Okay. I believe in Sepultura. I still love Max. It's okay.
Yeah.
We can have Cavalera and Sepultura. It's fine.
Hey, listen, if you like that era of Sepultura, you might as well just jump off my Facebook right now.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you.
Yeah.
That's how ridiculous everything sounds
yeah.
these days to me.
yeah.
Respect to both eras of that band, I still would love to see a classic.
Oh,
reunion
so
of
yeah.
that.
I mean, I would
Jesus Christ,
absolutely
that
love that. And
that
I
would be just incredible to see.
I had hopes that they would do that on their final tour.
I thought they were working towards that.
I thought they were.
like they've
Just for the fans.
Yeah.
they've now Andreas has come out and said, it wasn't like confirming or denying it, but he said it's not like basically not out of the question. Like
Yeah.
like to do, I think he'd be probably more want to do like a one-off or a couple fest dates, not like a tour. But
Yeah.
I think if nothing else, see the financial like benefit that could be for them.
Yeah.
Like now you can like really retire.
Yeah. I mean, when Slayer was like, yeah, we're going to stop touring, I'm like going, they did not say they're breaking up.
Mm.
You didn't see that coming 5 years ago? I'm like, they're going to do festivals. You know damn well they are.
Big money paychecks. Why
Right.
not? Why wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
I kind of
Yeah, not
thought
just
Slayer
do your
would wait a
walk and
little
download,
longer
whatever.
before they just
Right.
Yeah, Slayer only went 5 years, but
I'm like, I'm like maybe 8 to
Get getting
10.
off
I
the
could
road
see
and all
like,
that.
people haven't seen Slayer for a while, but in 5
Yeah.
years, I'm like, that's some bands go that long between albums and
Mhm.
tours and stuff. So.
Did you guys actually see the Pantera reunion thing? Did you see it coming? Did you guys feel like
Oh.
that was ever going to happen again?
That was weird to me.
when Vinny passed away, I'm like going, this is going to happen.
Yeah,
It seemed
yeah.
more like it would
Yeah.
after he passed away. But I was like, man, it kind of disrespects the brothers. You know what I mean? In my opinion, like,
I think I agree. Yeah.
I love.
It's not
I love-
Pantera without the
No.
brothers.
Right.
It's just
no,
I
it
just
definitely is not. And I've seen the reunion twice, like at First Ave and
Yeah.
then at US Bank.
Yeah.
It's really cool, like hearing those songs live,
Right.
you know, and like as much as Phil can do it.
But he can't. That's the thing.
Yeah,
That's the sad thing about it.
He's struggled, but there was a few songs that I'm like, all right, he doesn't sound too bad on
Sure.
this. It was, you know, some of the older, newer material, like off of Trendkill and stuff, you know,
Right.
and off of
I think Charlie's
Reinventing the Steel and stuff, you know.
I think Charlie's done a really good job of
Staying true to it.
staying true to it.
Yep.
Even his drums sound a lot
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Vinny,
yeah,
like
yeah.
how they're tuned.
Yeah.
Well, he's got like
Yeah.
Vinny's
His
sizes.
actual kit.
Well, like
Yeah.
it's his like sizes and stuff because I think he
Yeah.
plays. At least with Anthrax, I think like his rack and his floor toms are smaller, but
Yep.
like you can like these are like it looks like Vinny's kit, like
Yeah.
it's huge giant drums and
But Zach Wilde just sounds like Zach Wilde playing Pantera songs.
Right.
yeah, that was an unfortunate thing when I saw him. I'm like, well, that's yep, Dime never had that many pinch harmonics. But,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, Zach Wilde's a great guitarist. But
He is.
anytime he does play anything, it sounds like Zach Wilde
Yeah,
playing.
Yeah.
he's got his signature.
Zach Sabbath
I
sounds
went
like
to see Zach
Black
Sabbath
Yeah.
the first time they came here to First Avenue, and I love both bands. I love Zach's shit,
Yeah.
and I love Black Sabbath, but him ruining by over soloing just killed me. I was just like, dude, he's in the
Yeah.
crowd. He's like fucking. I could have spit on him. You know what I mean? And I wanted to really bad. I'm not gonna lie. And you know, I know people that are not huge Sabbath fans either, Nate. But you know, it's kind of one of those.
Nate's wrong.
But it's
Love
just
you,
kind of
Nate.
one of
We
those
miss you.
things where like, you know, I just couldn't. It blew the top of my fucking head off. You jammed with some of these cats, and you're gonna desecrate the shit like that. Like when I watched them with Pantera, I wanted to love it, but I was just like, I'm still not in love with that. I like that you play that you respected him almost all the way. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things. Iommi, Dime. If you're not going to play the way they fucking played it, don't fucking play it. That's just my whole opinion.
Iommi is sacred
Right.
territory for me.
I definitely
so,
think
yeah.
like for you know, rather than picking Zach, they probably could have found a player that plays more like Dime. That
Who do you think
Yeah.
could have done that? Who do you think, and just in your opinion at the table here, who do you think could have possibly pulled that off?
Pepper Keenan, if Pepper Keenan was more of a lead player,
Yeah,
is the first guy that comes to mind. Just because, like,
I know-
he's got that southern thing.
Sure.
Ola's
Yeah.
name's been
It's-
thrown out, and he's okay. Like
Whose
he's-
name?
Ola England.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
He does Dime justice. Like his like Dime tones really sound like Dime, but his
Right.
playing's still not quite there. God, who was it? Someone brought someone up, and I looked up some videos. I can't remember the person's name, but like they had that like twang that Dime had, and just like that playing actually sounds like Dime. I
That
can't
like
remember.
groove, that
Yeah.
swing.
Who toured with Phil
Mike
DeLong?
yeah.
That dude fucking
I think
crushed that shit.
I think he could have done a really good job, but I think ultimately
They needed a name.
they went
Right,
with Zach
right,
because
right.
of their friendship
Right.
and everything. And
Sure.
you know, seeing it and hearing it, you know, I was really torn because it's like teenage me is right now losing his goddamn mind.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, like holy shit, I'm seeing this live.
Right.
At the same time, I'm like,
I saw Pantera when Phil was still on heroin. Let's face it, that was
Right.
magical.
Right.
and I'd never gotten to see them.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So
I'm
I
like,
think
this
it's
is-
good
Sure,
that they're
sure.
doing that for fans.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really wish that he would take care of his vocals and stop
Yeah.
fucking around with them, because he's really not just destroying the legacy of Pantera with his vocals the way they are, but the new Down stuff, I'm really curious to see what he's going to be able to accomplish,
I'm
because
curious
they're
about
working on that new album or whatever, and they're doing all these tours and all that shit. Are you going to have time to recover? Plus, he just did a death metal or black metal album with some other band, right?
Scour,
Scour, that's what it was.
And I didn't think he sounded too bad on that Scour stuff. Like, I mean, it's a different style, and
Right.
I think
Torn up his voice so much, it kind of works.
Yeah, I suppose.
And that's that medium that you find after you get to that point too. You know what I mean? Like, you know that you're not going to hit the cemetery gates ever again in your life, right?
Oh, yeah.
And even the southern stuff is more monotone singing types shit. You know, like as Down progressed, his voice did change so much. But just to hear where he started with the early Pantera stuff all the way through everything, just he
Right.
doesn't take. It's like he doesn't want to take care of it.
Well, it's
and
tough
he's
too,
just-
especially as you age. You know, you get a lower
For
kind
sure.
of, register. Like Dio, I think he was all his tracks when he was doing it live. He had it like a full step down or a full key down.
It's happening
Right.
the same thing.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Not
So-
everyone can be Bruce Dickinson.
I still don't get how
No, you
Jason
can
Freak
be.
gets close
You
to
you
that.
can be. You just have to take care of yourself. Like
Yeah, that guy's
constantly,
fit
you know
as
what I'm
fuck.
saying? Like
I think with Phil, like when from what I've seen, like when he does like the really like guttural stuff,
yeah,
he still sounds
sure,
pretty good.
sure.
And when he's doing some of the singing stuff, he's all right. He can't hit the notes,
Right.
but like when he's doing like his like mid range kind
Yep.
of stuff, it still sounds
Yeah.
good. But like a lot of the early stuff that he would do, he just can't
Yeah.
do it. And he can't do like the mid range screams.
Yeah, he Dawkins the fuck out of this.
If all it's like the biggest thing with the Pantera thing, I think, is like if they're just gonna tour and play the old songs, cool. But if they do another album as Pantera,
No,
I'm gonna be
yeah.
so
I would be
mad.
pretty upset about that.
The only
you know.
thing I could see,
They'll do a live album.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
sure
I'm saying,
they'll
sure.
do that.
Yeah.
rumor was that
Yeah,
they were going to do a live recording at that first Ave show.
yeah.
And because like I mean they had stuff set up and they mentioned it, and then the guy's like, oh, I was just kidding about that. And I think it was
Oh, that was the comedian. The
Yeah.
did
I
mention before.
I think they didn't want to announce that they were doing a live thing. I don't know.
In case the show didn't go well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and he definitely I think he sounded better at First Ave than at US Bank. I don't know if that's just the acoustics at US Bank.
US Bank
or
sounds like shit. Well, at least
maybe
when I've been there.
because, you know, it was back-to-back shows, so his voice was probably strained. And I
Yeah.
think that's why the Metallica gigs have been good for them, because it's
They give him a night off. Yeah.
well, it's
Yeah.
it's a week off because they're
Right.
just doing weekends. So he'll
Oh,
he'll
sure.
play Friday, and then he doesn't
Yeah.
have to sing again for another week. So he has
Recover a
plenty of
bit.
time to
Yeah.
heal his vocals. But doing those back-to-back shows, you could definitely tell he was.
Well, and the smoking, and I'm sure you're going to be drinking with the pals. You know what I mean? Doing,
He's apparently completely sober now.
well, that's good.
Good on him.
That's good. It's about fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I love
I don't
it
know
that
about
so
pot,
many people
but
are.
I know that he has cut out drinking
Right.
completely.
I know there back in the Quest days when we did security for a lot of people coming through, there were a lot of people saying they couldn't smoke weed. Like I think the Buck Cherry dude was saying that he doesn't smoke, he eats it, doesn't smoke it.
Yeah.
And I think there was at least 4 or 5 other vocalists that I remember recalling them saying, yeah, I don't smoke it because it fucks with me while I dry out real bad and all that shit. I totally
That makes
noticed
a lot
that.
of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even like smoking, and I occasionally will vape because it fucks up my throat, and
Yeah.
my throat's already fucked from GI issues.
Sure.
So I prefer just gummies or suckers or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, it's
Right.
been gummies for me lately.
Occasionally, like if I'm like I don't want to wait a half hour to an hour for this to kick in, I'll hit my vape.
Shot.
But
No,
Mhm.
wait.
anytime I
Boof it.
actually smoke flower, though, it just like I feel like my throat's super hoarse for like 2
My sinuses get really fucked up. More so,
Oh.
I never used to get that. At least I didn't notice it when I was younger. But my sinuses will get all clogged up. I'm sitting there breathing out of my. My wife comes. You okay?
It's my nose.
I'm playing Call of Duty. What do you mean? Just fucking losing it.
Getting really worked up
It's
there.
my asthma.
Yeah.
Dude, like, yeah, smoking it, man, if I get so much like cheddar in my lungs, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
especially if it's regular,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's the unfiltered crap that you're smoking, so it's
Yeah.
just like it'll destroy you.
I think it's just like I don't have any problems with it, and I think it's just because of all the fucking plaque in my lungs and in my like arteries from growing up in Wisconsin and eating nothing but cheese and beer for like like the
I
first
got
30 years
scar
of my
tissue.
life. It's
Growing
just,
up with smoking in restaurants.
yeah,
and
it's just sitting there going like, oh,
cheese.
hey,
That's ain't
cheese.
shit.
Now, all you guys are of age, right? To have experienced that. Have you guys? Do you
Yeah.
remember experiencing that? Going
Oh, yeah.
into a
Oh, yeah.
restaurant,
Oh,
and
yeah.
fucking,
Yeah.
the place being.
Nowadays, I
The
think about
smoking
it.
section.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
It was nasty.
that's gross. That's really fucking gross.
I remember like playing clubs like in high school and shit, and I'd come home and my dad's like, "You weren't smoking, were you?" It's like, "Nope, I was just inside. It could have taken 15 minutes to smell this bad,
Right.
especially at, like Station 4 and shit.
Right.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
There's like no
yeah.
ventilation
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Well, remember when The Rock did that like performance?
Yeah,
before
when they got
that
the liquor
alarm?
license threatened.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that. I was working there at the time.
Oh shit! You probably
was such
saw
a
me
great
smoking
excuse.
in there.
That was such a great excuse, like being a smoker growing up and things like that, where I just go to a show and my mom's like, "Were you smoking?" No, I just went to a show.
Right.
No, I was I was absolutely smoking.
Don't look at my pants pockets.
It blows me away, dude. I've seen an attractive girl like come out of a thing, and you're going, oh damn, you looking at her like, holy shit, she's good looking. And then she's like, lights up, and I'm like,
nope.
Oh fuck no!
I don't want to lick that ashtray.
Watch something.
You smell that, dude.
Yeah.
I could smell people who smoked a cigarette on their clothes 4 nights ago. You know what I mean? Like, damn, do you got an ashtray in your pocket? Or
Oh, dude.
Yeah. I had to do so much more laundry when I was a smoker. So much more laundry.
Well, your nose blind to it, and half your sense of smell is completely shot anyway, so you don't know how bad you smell.
I still like smoking pipe. Like, there's just something about it.
Yeah,
Craig
pipe tobacco smells
Patno
great.
got me so good when he was in town. I'm packing a pipe, and he's like, so how many mysteries did you solve this week? I'm like, fuck off, dude. You know what I mean? But I went to like a pipe get together.
Yeah.
You know, like Craig from he used to work for PBR. You remember Craig? He'd come in with all the PBR swag back at Lee's back in the day.
Yep.
So Craig does these get-togethers for pipe smokers.
Yeah.
He'll like give away things, he'll raffle off things for events or whatever.
Sure.
And I went to one, and I sat down, and I didn't really realize, you're in a place where people are smoking cigars, pipe, everything, and it's fairly ventilated. Almost as good as a bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude,
Almost.
I got home and I stripped down in my garage. I was like, my wife is going to fucking kill me. My beard smells like cigar. I jumped in the shower. She like comes in. What are you showering at like 10 o'clock at night? And I'm going, trust me, you don't want me to lay in bed smelling like this. And she's like, oh my God, are those your clothes? And I'm like, yeah, they're on the floor in the laundry room, and you can smell them in the bedroom.
Well, stick to your beard. For me, it's all in my hair. We had occasionally Echoes will get together, and most of us will have like a cigar or something like that. So we ended up at the cigar shop for one of these meetings, and by the end of it, it's just I felt like a walking piece of tar.
Right.
I haven't smoked for 20 years now. I still sound like I smoke, but
It's that Wisconsin area.
He doesn't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, I haven't smoked cigarettes for 20 years. And then and I'm still sitting there going like, man, about 2 years ago, no shit, I started getting back some of my sense of smell.
Yeah, dude.
Crazy.
My sense of smell is insanely acute now, and it's like I kind of miss not having that, because
Dude,
he can smell a lot. It sucks.
My father-in-law
Kid farts.
cut his finger. He cut his finger.
Yeah.
I could smell the iron in the air.
Oh, crazy!
I go, is somebody bleeding? And I've got
that's some bloodhound
dude,
shit.
I've got a horrible nose.
Yeah.
All of the fucking abuse to it and the cigarette smell.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was like,
You can smell a drop of blood from a mile away.
somebody cut themselves, and he goes, how do you know that? And I was like, I can smell your blood. Either he had really high iron rich blood,
Right.
but it smelled like a wet penny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think we need to discuss the chances of Greg being a vampire.
Well, here's the thing: is that like there's stuff that I can't smell. There's stuff that I still can't smell, but there are just certain things, man,
Yeah,
that
you
I'll
can pick up on it like super quick.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Who's last time anyone saw Greg in sunlight?
It was either blood,
I don't think I have.
it was either blood or he smelled somebody crack open a Miller High Life.
Oh, no,
God,
no,
yeah.
no.
Fucking Miller High Life.
I was watching
Champagne and beers, yo.
something on YouTube about a few months back, and it was just footage from like the 90s, and it was of a restaurant and people smoking.
Yeah.
And like just the haze.
Yeah.
Just like,
That was part of the diner experience, Like Perkins doesn't taste quite the same if you don't have cancer floating around your head.
Dude, I remember that in Perkins. It was horrible.
Yeah, dude.
Perkins and Denny's.
Non-smoking section. It doesn't matter. Everyone's in the same goddamn building.
it's like, oh, it's separated by this
Half
piece of,
partition.
plexiglass that doesn't even go all the way to the ceiling.
Right.
Dude, that's what killed me about COVID. You know what I mean? Like, you got to wear this mask. You do all this shit. It's like, hold on a second. I smell that fart that you just let. What
is this doing?
How is this going to help me from anything else?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is so horrible. And I think about that because we went out to eat at the very tail end of COVID, and we sit down. You know what I mean? And you could take your mask off if you're sitting in this booth.
Right.
There's still people with masks walking by. I could smell your cologne, dude. You're going to tell me that this mask is going to stop me from getting sick? Fuck yourself.
Right.
It's like, okay, if you spent any time in Station 4, you're immune to COVID.
Oh,
if you've
God.
played the Terminal Bar, you're immune to COVID.
That's where I'm talking about. Terminal Bar, dude.
Yeah.
Terminal.
Have you used the bathrooms at Club Underground?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You're
I probably
good.
No, you don't even have to use it. You just have to walk in there at one point.
Dude, I probably got
Although
my hepatitis
Club
booster
Underground
playing
was
there.
where I caught COVID, so might not be some. That might not be completely accurate.
7th Street
I remember that.
entry bathroom. If you shit in that bathroom anytime from 80s to 2000s, you probably are gonna survive
harrowing experience.
Apocalypse. the necopolis.
Have
Necropocalypse.
you ever gone to the Midway Walmart?
Yes.
You're good.
Yes.
I have actually gone to that one once. That was an interesting time. I didn't go to the bathroom though.
I remember bringing.
You just have to walk in. It's
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
just people running, like kids running around half naked, and just like.
Oh, it's chaos. Yeah, it was chaos.
Like, I
there.
guess I don't need groceries this week.
Dude, I was just trying to pick up peanut butter. It's
Yeah,
like, what
like,
the fuck did I walk
I
into?
remember going to the Midway Cub Foods one time with Steve Wolf and Limo.
Oh.
That was a trip.
Yeah, anything in Midway.
Yeah, now it's kind of like a ghost town. They've
Yeah.
closed a bunch of shit down.
I got hit a little bit during the riots and all that shit. I remember
That
that.
McDonald's just closed like
Did it really?
last month.
No shit. The one right there off of University and shit.
Closed it and they tore it down.
Wow.
That Denny's
that's
is still
crazy.
holding on though.
Yeah.
Yep. That Denny's is still there. That's
Dude, you
You got
remember that
Primo.
Embers that was further down on
Yeah.
University?
Oh,
Turned
sure,
into
yeah.
like a Chinese restaurant after a while.
Yeah.
All the Embers died like that too.
Yeah, the last one I was living near, I think it was the last one. It was in Fridley, I think. Or
65 and
Columbia Heights.
yeah.
yeah,
over
Columbia
by-
Heights.
yeah.
Yeah. It was right over the border. And then they just tore that down. I can't remember what they built there now, but yeah, I think that was the
To
last.
pay less.
Yeah. Or like a pawn shop.
I thought that was such
Oh,
a
that's-
weird place to put the soccer stadium, but then I'm like going, I get it. They're
Oh,
just
right
gonna-
in University.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
right in Midway there. They're like going, we're just going to try and make this area nice. And I'm going to go like,
It's a nice stadium.
I'm like, good luck with that.
Yeah, you-
Gentrification.
Let's take a series of the worst like streets and stoplights and shit
Oh.
in the city
and
make it way worse.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Put all the
oh.
traffic through there.
These intersections suck. How can we make that worse?
Oh my God, we're a
Let's put a
bottleneck.
sports stadium right there.
Bottlenecks underneath that little bridge to pull back out again. It's
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
Like if you're trying to get on Snelling from 94, you're going to be sitting there for like 2 days.
It's so ridiculous, man. I
Yeah,
love
try
it.
to avoid that.
Are there any clubs on University anymore?
Turf Club is still there.
But aside-
And Midway Saloon.
Midway Saloon.
Are they still doing stuff over there?
They're still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the terminal bar, man. They ain't dying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tell people it's still going, you know?
Well, they still have a lot of regulars that go in there too, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
kind
I
of
don't
their
think I've ever actually been there.
dude. Wasn't that
There was
weren't people getting robbed out in front of that place like
Probably.
a few years
Probably.
back?
Maybe.
Jesus.
I had a dude like try and hold me up and I was dumb and I was young at the time. I just was like, yeah, whatever. And I walked right past the guy, not realizing that I had a good chance of getting stabbed.
Right.
He's like, give me your money. And I'm like, fuck you. And kept walking.
Right.
There was another club further toward downtown on University. I think it's gone. I think it only lasted like a year. I can't remember what it was. I saw a couple bands did something there. I can't remember.
Was it Big V's or?
No, it was closer to like the Capitol, but
Okay.
I don't remember.
Wasn't the White Squirrel, was it? I just heard of that place.
Possibly.
I thought that was in
remember.
Dinkytown or like on the.
Is it?
I
I
don't.
thought it was in St. Paul. I honestly can't remember.
There's
where
been a
it's
lot
at.
of venues in that kind of
pop
like,
up for
That
a
was
bit.
the-
Capital to like Dinkytown, just
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
bars that have closed and they're like, oh, we're gonna open a venue, and 6 months later it's something else.
Yeah.
Sounds
Oh, man,
really
drink
familiar.
Part wolf. And
So I want to make sure that we got everything now. How can people get a hold of some CDs? I know they can. You guys got a bunch of merch and shit that you're trying to dump off, and
Yep, we've got a.
The easiest way, if you just go to causticabyss.com, that has all of our links, but it'll lead you to like our Bandcamp, it'll lead you to our Spotify, it'll lead you to our music video on YouTube. So everything's, you can get any of our merch you can get on Bandcamp, and we'll ship it to you.
nice. Hell yeah! Make sure you support these fellas. They definitely deserve it. All these guys have been doing it for so damn long. All of you.
We're just too dumb to quit, man.
Yep.
That's the end of the
That's
day.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
not
Too stubborn.
that's
Yeah.
not dumb. Yeah, I would say more stubborn than anything,
stubborn.
You know what I
exactly,
mean? But
sure.
I mean, you guys are
Casey's too nice.
knee deep in the music, and in some aspect or whatever. I mean, Will's written 10 songs since he's been sitting here. So
oh, yeah.
I mean,
I'll probably have to learn 3 of them.
right?
I'll probably have to rewrite 10 of them.
Yeah, we'll just switch these
Both
parts.
of you are correct.
Fantastic.
Weed is a hell of a drug.
Making me do work. God damn it.
So I want to talk about this last song. What is it? You
The
said
Necropocalypse.
Yeah. What did you say before? The neckpocalypse?
The neckpocalypse, yeah. About Corey Taylor. His gargantuan neck.
George Corpse Grinder fight to the death.
Yeah.
With
Just
Brock Lesnar in there too.
They're just smacking.
Yeah, like giraffes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was trying to get that off, but I couldn't. You beat me to it. I was just fucking envisioning that fucking whip neck shit.
What
Neck
a
fights.
weird fucking animal. Giraffes too. I was talking about Corpse Grinder.
He's really good at the claw machines, though, right? Yeah. Gets nothing but stuffed animals for kids all the time. That's pretty awesome, dude.
He's a sweetheart.
One of the scariest dudes ever, you know.
Right. He's a big softy.
I'm gonna go get some crane games. Fucking tearing it up.
So when Adam Sagan, I was hanging out with Adam Sagan at when Adam was still alive, and he was TMing for Cannibal Corpse at the time, and we were just hanging out with him and his brothers at his house, and the Cannibal guys are all there, and Susan, who's now passed away, Adam's mom, came out and she goes, "Oh, I made you guys some cookies." Just the most mom thing ever, right? Aww. Comes out and makes cookies, and like George, no shit, just went up and went, "Oh, cookie!" Yeah, it was like, so, true story.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Yeah. I would have killed to see that shit. Yeah. That would have been hilarious.
True story.
Fucking neck.
That's amazing.
Did his neck grab a cookie first?
I mean, his neck knew the cookies were there before the rest of us.
It's just sitting there throbbing.
Yeah. Is George's neck pulsating?
Ooh, cookie.
It needs to be fed soon.
Yeah.
I wonder if
we're all in danger.
I wonder if his neck keeps his ears warm in the winter. You know?
Right.
Like a foreskin?
Yeah, maybe.
What the?
You know what I mean? Maybe.
That might be more Corey Taylor's vibe.
I have the strangest visual in my head right now.
Yeah, I wish I could remove it. Anyone got a power drill?
Hairy thumb.
Oh.
That was good. That was a good one. I'm sorry. That was really good. Yeah. I enjoyed that, fellas. Thank you very much for coming in, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
so
thanks
much.
for having us.
Thank you.
We'll do some neck.
Do some necking.
No necking.
I can't even say it, dude. It's,
The Necropocalypse.
yeah.
The neck, Ropocalypse.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate it.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys.
Episode 300 with Career, I think. I think.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening next weekend.
Let's do it, fellas. All right, man. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual